Hi, this is Jeline from the Honors Tutorial. Our topic for today is about finding the number of diagonals of a polygon. For example number 1, our polygon is a triangle. I have here the number of sides. It is represented by n. And also I have here the number of diagonals from one vertex. The formula to determine it is n minus 3. So n here is the number of sides. So therefore, you have to be able to determine first the number of sides before solving number of diagonals from one vertex. And also, I have here the total number of diagonals. The formula that I have here is n times the quantity of n minus 3 over 2. So again, n here come from the number of sides. So it is very important for us to determine first the correct number of sides. Because when the number of sides is incorrect, then the rest from the number of diagonals from one vertex up until the total number of diagonals will be incorrect also. So please be careful with that. Now let's start answering number 1. Number of sides for a triangle is 3. Number of diagonals from one vertex, let's substitute 3 here in n. So that is 3 minus 3, so that is equal to 0. So therefore, the answer is 0. For number of diagonals from one vertex. Next, for the total number of diagonals, so n is 3 times the quantity of 3 minus 3. We are now substituting the value of n, which is 3. So 3 times 3 minus 3 is 0 over 2. 3 times 0 is 0 over 2. So how are we going to simplify it? Always remember when your numerator is a 0, so therefore automatically your answer is 0 here. So again, for triangle, number of sides is 3, number of diagonals from one vertex is 0, and the total number of diagonals is 0 also. Let's have another example. We have here the quadrilateral number of sides. That is 4. For us to determine the number of diagonals from one vertex, let's substitute 4 to n in the formula. So that is 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Next, let's solve for the total number of diagonals. Let's substitute 4 to the n given here in the formula. So that is 4 times 4 minus 3 over 2. Let's solve first the equations inside the parentheses. So that is 4 times 4 minus 3, that's 1 over 2. So 4 times 1 is 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So therefore, for quadrilateral, number of sides is 4. Number of diagonals from one vertex is 1, and the total number of diagonals is 2. Let's have another example. For number 3, we have here the pentagon. For number of sides of a pentagon, that is 5. So now for us to be able to determine the number of diagonals from one vertex, let's substitute 5 to n here in the formula. So that is 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3, that's 2. Next. Now let's substitute 5 to the n's here in the formula. So that is 5 times 5 minus 3 over 2. So that is 5 times 5 minus 3, that's 2 over 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. Write it here over 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So therefore, for pentagon, number of sides is 5. number of diagonals from one vertex is 2, and total number of diagonals is 5. Next, let us have our next example. We have here the hexagon. Hexagon, number of sides, that is 6. For us to be able to determine the number of diagonals from one vertex, please substitute 6 in n here. So that is 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. And then for the total number of diagonals, we have here, substitute 6 to n. So that is 6 times 6 minus 3 over 2. So that is 6 times 6 minus 3, that's 3 over 2. So 6 times 3, that's 18 over 2. So 18 over 2, that is equal to 9 because 18 divided by 2 is 9. So therefore, for hexagon, the number of sides is 6. The number of diagonals from one vertex is 3. And then the total number of diagonals is 9. Let us have our next example. Number 5, we have here the heptagon. Number of sides is 7. So let's write 7 here. Number of diagonals from one vertex, let's substitute 7 to n. So that is 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. For the total number of diagonals, substitute 7 to n. So 7 times 7 minus 3 over 2. So 7 times 7 minus 3, that's 4 over 2. So 7 times 4 is 28 over 2. 28 divided by 2, that's 14. So therefore, the number of sides of a heptagon is 7. Number of diagonals from one vertex is 4. And the total number of diagonals is 14. So that's it for finding the number of diagonals of a polygon. Kindly use the formulas that is written in here. Um, if you have inquiries about us, please message our FB page, The Honors Tutorial. Thank you and God bless.